Hello and welcome to episode 279, kicking off the final month of Season 2 of WITM, our final month of WWE 2K16. The last couple matches, the last couple promos of Season 2 of WITM, all leading up to the Purity Society versus the Shield, representing the Authority at WrestleMania to determine the fate of the WWE. Now, the match card for this week has completely changed, which is a shame because I quite liked the match card, and we do not have a WITM match this week now. So let's go ahead and sim through then. Alright, Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Mark Henry. I just remembered we do not have a match, but we do have a promo. John Cena, the man who won the Elimination Chamber, six-man Elimination Chamber match to become Andrew's opponent for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, is on his way to the ring. Let's hear what John Cena has to say. John Cena speaking. At WrestleMania, history will be made. The Purity Society will battle for control of the WWE against the Shield. But before that, yours truly, John Cena, the face that runs the WWE, will take on Andrew, the face that runs ECW, for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. But before that happens, Andrew, I have a few questions and concerns I'd like to get off my chest. So, Andrew, if you would, could you please come down to the ring? John Cena continues speaking. Andrew, there's been a lot of doubt about you and your ability to run ECW, let alone the entire WWE. As for our relationship, I'd say you've always given me a fair shake. You gave me and 5 other men an opportunity every year at Extreme Rules and a 6-man ladder match, a chance for a spot on the ECW roster, which I would go on to win and become part of the ECW roster. You gave me and 7 other men an opportunity every year to become the King of Hardcore in Main Event SummerSlam, a title that I've been honored to hold for a year and a half now. Now, as for me and where my loyalties lie, that's simple. My loyalties lie to them, the WWE Universe. As long as C-Nation continues to support me, as long as the haters continue to chant John Cena sucks along with my music, I'll be here for them to cheer, boo, whatever they please. The person in charge, it doesn't matter to me. All I ask for is a ring, a microphone, an opportunity, and most importantly, the WWE Universe. But the WWE is much more than me coming to the ring in fruity colored t-shirts and jorts and delivering AAs and 5-knuckle shuffles. I ask Andrew, if you and your friends run the show after WrestleMania, will you continue the WWE's commitment to the military, to the kids who are being bullied at school, to the women fighting breast cancer, to the kids who in the darkest moments of their lives light up just by getting the chance to meet their favorite WWE superstars through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, to children fighting cancer? Will you fight for not just a better society for yourself, your friends, straight edge people, vegans, and Christians, but a pure society for all? Andrew speaks. I can safely speak for myself, as well as the rest of the Purity Society, in saying, absolutely. John Cena speaking. I'm very glad to hear that, Andrew. In that case, I will be honored to share the stage with you at WrestleMania for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. And should you be in charge following WrestleMania, if I walk out of WrestleMania champion, I'll be honored to lead ECW into the new era as its ECW World Heavyweight Champion. And John Cena and Andrew, showing a show of respect for each other, shake hands. So finally, John Cena pretty much the first man to show some optimism towards a future led by the Purity Society. He says as long as the Purity Society continues their commitment not just to giving the WWE fans what they like to see, not just to giving the locker room opportunities, but to the many different causes that the WWE supports. The Susan G. Komen Foundation for breast cancer awareness, the military, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Connor's Cure. As long as they continue their commitments to that, then John Cena says he is on board, and should he defeat Andrew at WrestleMania, he would be honored to go into the new era led by the Purity Society as the face of ECW and its champion. Alright, we continue on with this card. Kalisto kick off a rival with Eric Rowan. It's going to be Eric Rowan picking up the first victory. And a rematch of Elimination Chamber. It's going to be Gallows and Anderson getting a non-title victory over the new champions, the Golden Truth. Sin Cara picks up a triple threat victory, with Sami Zayn taking the decision in the match. No decision for Baron Corbin. The Usos defeat Cesaro and Sheamus. Austin Aries of the Purity Society with a victory over the Big Show. In the main event, John Cena, the number one contender to the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, defeats a man who's quite familiar in main eventing WrestleMania with Andrew, AJ Styles. Alright, so it's time for our rankings update. We started off on Velocity with Sami Zayn defeating R-Truth. So Sami Zayn goes up to the 4 slot. R-Truth falls to number 7. And then Paige defeated Natalya, so she'll go up. So they'll switch spots with Paige moving up to number 3, Natalya falling to 4. Becky Lynch defeated Asuka, so she now becomes the number one contender to Asuka's ECW Women's Championship. Austin Aries defeated Finn Balor with no decision for Kalisto and Dean Ambrose. So Aries moves up to number 8. Kalisto and Dean Ambrose are already 9 and 10, so that's fine. And Finn Balor will fall to number 7. Then on the main card, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Mark Henry. So he'll move up to number 16. Mark Henry falls to number 30. Eric Rowan defeated Kalisto. Rowan was at the very bottom. He'll move up to the second from the bottom at number 33. Cesaro now sitting at the bottom of the standings. Kalisto following number 23. In the tag division, Gallows and Anderson defeated the Golden Truth, so they'll move up to the second slot. But the Usos also had a victory, so I guess there'll be no change. Sin Cara defeated Sami Zayn, no decision for Baron Corbin. So Sin Cara and Sami Zayn were switched spots, and Baron Corbin is right behind them. So that was a battle to see who makes the top 10 and who's the odd man out. And this time around, Baron Corbin is the odd man out. He took the no decision. Here I established the Usos remain in their spot. They defeated Cesaro and Sheamus. Cesaro and Sheamus will fall to the bottom. The Shining Stars moving up to number 4. Austin Aries defeated the Big Show. Aries moves up. Well, I didn't mean to switch them. Aries moves up to number 18. Big Show falls to 26. And then John Cena defeated AJ Styles. So Cena moves up to number 4. AJ Styles moves up to number 6. But Cena already with a guaranteed title shot at WrestleMania. Alright, so let's move ahead and see if we have any in-ring action in the next week. And we do have some in-ring action. It's going to be another Elimination Chamber rematch, as Andrew is going to be taking on the man that gravity forgot, Neville. A man who nearly became Andrew's opponent for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, pulling off that beautiful red arrow. But then he would go for a second red arrow and be caught midair by John Cena for an AA, and that would put Neville away. Alright, we start off with Asuka getting a victory over Becky Lynch. Natalya defeats Paige. And Austin Aries with another victory over one of his opponents at WrestleMania, Dean Ambrose. Alright, and here we go. It's a rematch of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view where Andrew defeated Neville in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Neville getting a little bit of an opportunity to redeem himself with a non-title victory. He can still possibly earn another Cruiserweight title opportunity in the Final Velocity before WrestleMania with a non-title victory here over Andrew. Let's take a look at those Cruiserweight Championship rankings, and Neville does currently sit in the number 1 slot. So a victory here for Neville could pretty much lock him in as Andrew's opponent in the Final Velocity before WrestleMania for the Cruiserweight Championship. So Andrew versus Neville, big number one contendership implications in the Cruiserweight Championship rankings. That is our match for episode 279. Here we go. Alright, so Andrew versus Neville. Neville will come up just short in 2 occasions at Elimination Chamber a week and a half ago. Come up just short against Andrew in a bid to become ECW Cruiserweight Champion. Then would come up just short in the Elimination Chamber match. Put up an excellent showing. Outstanding maneuver with the Red Arrow. Knocking out one opponent and going into pinning formation for another. Very nearly became the number one contender to ECW World Heavyweight Championship and Andrew's opponent at WrestleMania, but would be caught mid-flight, mid-Red Arrow by John Cena. Would go on to pick up the victory. But he can redeem himself. He can still go into WrestleMania as champion. But it starts off tonight with a non-title victory against Andrew. But Andrew, you know, he wants as much momentum as possible going into 2 very important matches at WrestleMania. His ECW World Heavyweight Championship defense against John Cena, and of course him fighting alongside the Purity Society against the Shield for control of WWE. And just nights before that, his ECW Cruiserweight Championship defense against a yet-to-be-determined opponent who could be the man that gravity forgot, Neville. Neville misses with a strike but connects with a second one, forcing Andrew on the ropes. Very nice maneuver there by Neville, getting off the ground, springboard off the ropes, and connecting with a neck breaker. Roundhouse to the back of Andrew.
Uh-oh. Oh, out of nowhere. Textbook offense here.
Now Andrew is Moffat stopping away at the legs of Neville. Now the elbow.
What a match this is going to be. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time, Cole. His midsection taking a lot of damage here.
Tosses Neville aside.
There may be no stopping him.
Punch to the head of Neville. Knee to the head of Neville. Forces Neville up to his feet, but Neville reverses with an uppercut.
Are you kidding me? Look! Oh, out of nowhere!
Andrew forces Neville down and goes for a cover. He gets about a 2 count before Neville is able to power out.
Just not enough to get the job done.
Irish Whip into the corner. Plunges the head of Neville into the steel post. Now Neville seated in the corner. Bad position to be in. Stomp to the chest of Neville. Neville hanging on the middle rope. And a leg drop to the head of Neville. Andrew gets back into the ring.
That'll go a long way as this one progresses.
Biding his time before going back to work on Neville. Drags Neville towards the center of the ring. Running attack to the head of Neville. Forces Neville back up to his feet. Towards the center of the ring. Tosses Neville off to the side. Again, Neville up to his feet. Reversal by Neville. Neck breaker by Neville. Reversal by Andrew. And the rolling knee bar's locked in. This move has helped Andrew put Neville away many times before. Will it do it once again? Forces Neville up to his feet, or rather Neville gets up to his feet. Andrew going back to that leg, trying to neutralize some of the speed and agility of the high-flying Neville.
Look at these two giving it their all.
Big elbow to the chest of Neville into a pin. Now will nearly put Neville away, but he's able to power out at 2.5. Reversal by Neville with an elbow. Knee to the back of the knee of Neville. And now Andrew's looking to finish this with a flat line. The move that put Neville away at Elimination Chamber. Will it do it once again here on Velocity? It will. It's a victory for Andrew. Alright, so Andrew picks up a victory, and yet another big opportunity for Neville is going to turn into disappointment. Still not completely out of the picture for a Cruiserweight Championship opportunity just days before WrestleMania, but definitely hits a big road bump. He'll slide down the rankings. Alright, coming past main event here. Alright. Let's take a look at our ECW main card. We have 2 WITM matches. We've got a triple threat match between Corey, Hideo Itami, and Randy Orton. And then we have Austin Aries in the main event going. He will now get his Hardcore Championship opportunity against the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe. And since that is a title match for Austin Aries, that match will be aired here on WITM. So our matches for episode 280 and 281 are set. Corey facing Hideo Itami and Randy Orton in triple threat action. Episode 281, Austin Aries main eventing. ECW going up against a man he is very much familiar with from Ring of Honor and TNA. The Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe, battling it out in the main event for the ECW Hardcore Championship. Well, I was going to do it for episode 279. Until then, this is Corey, signing off.